feel like this video is kind of just roasting me for not having read all these books I owned, but isn't that what booktube is? Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today I am doing a video where I go through some of the series that I would like to finish. I put up a poll on my Instagram a couple days ago of which video I should do, and this is the one that got the most votes. This definitely is not every book series I need to finish because there are plenty of those, but these are just a few that I chose from my room that are book series I'd like to get to in the next year or so. It's a lot of books and some of the series are a bit longer, so I don't see myself finishing all of these in the immediate future, but these are the books that are more towards the top of my priority list. So let's get started and see what I chose. So I chose 8 series that I wanted to discuss today, and I'm just going to sort of share my feelings about them and why I do still want to finish them. First off, this is really high on my priority list, and that is Magnus Chasing the Gods of Asgard. I've read the first 2 and I still need to read the third one, The Ship of the Dead. So I'm just one book from finishing the series, I think. I think it's a trilogy. Honestly, who knows? But I'm one book from finishing what's currently published, so I'm real close. It's one book. I love this series and I love Rick Riordan's writing, and this one is incorporating some of the old characters as well, which I love, and I really do want to finish this series. I don't know why I haven't, but I don't know why I haven't finished any of these series, to be honest. Read the second one I think last spring, and I did love it, and it was a huge cliffhanger, which baffles me why I haven't picked this up. I don't know. I don't actually have reasons for not having finished any of these series other than I'm a mess. Next is the Shatter Me series by Tahara Mafi. This is the 4th or the 5th one. I've actually only read the first one, so I have 4 left, I believe. I really loved the first one because it was a very unique story and a girl with very unique problems that I haven't seen a lot in YA literature, and I really did like it. It was a dystopian, which I feel like hasn't been done a whole lot lately, and I would love to finish the series, and here I am. And I own all 5 too, even though I've only read the first one. But that is another series I would love to finish, hopefully soon-ish. Next I have Glass Sword by Victoria Aveyard, and this is part of the Red Queen series. This is number 2, I believe. I also own King's Cage, but I've only read Red Queen, and this is another one. I don't know why I haven't read the others. I devoured Red Queen in the span of like 12 hours when I read it last summer. I absolutely adored it, and like the character was so like strong and awesome, and there's a bit of a love triangle, which I'm a fan of. I don't know why I haven't continued on, because I still do think I'd really like this, and I mean I have 2 and 3, so I don't have excuses, but here we are. Next is Eldest by Christopher Poloni, which is the second book in the Aragon series. I actually do in fact own this whole series as well. I would really like to get to the whole series. This one's probably more high on my priority list as well, just because I recently read Aragon. I read it in April or May or something. It was like one of the best books I've read this year, and I would love to get to this one fairly soon. This was actually on my TBR for the summer. I don't think it's going to happen. There's 2 weeks left before I go back to school, and I don't see me reading this whole 600 or however many page book before then. Yeah, almost 700 pages. I have to get ready for school, but I do think I can still read this year. At least that's the plan, because I love this series like really dearly. Next I have Lair of Dreams by Libba Bray, and this is the second book in the Diviners series, and I do want to catch up on the series. This one is not fully published. There's still a 4th one coming out, I believe. I think there's just 1, 2, and 3 out right now. And I did really love the Diviners, but I know exactly what's putting me off from reading this one quite yet, is that the Diviners took me, I think, like 3 or 4 weeks to read, and that's just such a long time. At least it feels like such a long time. And while I enjoyed all of the Diviners, it just is sort of off-putting for a book to take so long to read, to the point where I'm not super keen on picking it up just yet because it's a book that I have to sort of take my time with. I mean, I love the Diviners, I love those characters, and I love the atmosphere of this series, and I know so many people love this series. I also know that the next one I don't think is out for a while, so I'm kind of okay taking my time because I'm gonna have a white time otherwise for the last book. I am okay that I'm sort of taking my time with this series. I do love it. I don't like all the cover changes though. I hate them so much. I like this cover. I like the font a lot, but I also like the cover of the Diviners I have, which is the purple one. I know a lot of people love the original Diviners cover, which is the one with like the symbol on it and the eye. I hate that cover. I like the paperback one better, but then this doesn't match that one. Like it kind of does, but not entirely. It drives me insane. This whole series just needs to be rebranded. The next series is quite a long one, and I have a lot of work to do with it, and that is the Grishaverse. First, I want to finish the Siege and Storm and Ruin and Rising, which is that first trilogy. I read Shadow and Bone in January, February, I don't know. And I really enjoyed that. I read it very quickly, and I think I would do the same with the other two. I really want to get through this first trilogy so I can read Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom and King of Scars and just really get into the entire world of Leigh Bardugo's Grishaverse because it's like a whole thing, and I do really want to be a part of it. It's just also a little bit intimidating. There's so many like books in this series, but I mean, if I can get through Cassandra Clare's world, I can get through all of these. Next is a series I've been working on for quite a while, and that is the Outlander series by Diana Gabaldon. This is Voyager, which is the third one, which is the one I am on. I am not under any illusion that I'll be finishing this series anytime soon. There's a lot. I think there's 8 books, I want to say, and they're all, you know, close to 1,000 pages, and they are all very dense, although I've heard this one reads pretty fast because it's a really exciting book. But I just know that this series is gonna take me a while, and I'm okay with that. I read Dragonfly and Amber, God, like a year ago now. I think it was almost 2 years ago now. I should really move on to Voyager. I'm okay sort of just taking it a little bit at a time. They're all really long books. It's a commitment to read these, and I do still love this series. I just know that it's not one that I'm gonna be sitting and binge reading. That's just not gonna happen. I do think when I read this one, I'm gonna try and like set page goals for myself or something. So it's about 870 pages. It's 870 pages. So if I could read like 100 pages a day of this book and be done within, you know, a little over a week, that'd be great, because it gets sort of deterring as you're reading a long book like this that you're like, oh my god, I've been reading this for 12 years. That's what Outlander feels like. Even though I love it all, it's kind of hard to put in that much time in a book. But I think maybe if I save it for like a school break and my goal was to like read 100 pages a day, then it would be a lot more approachable. But for now, I'm just gonna keep lugging it with me everywhere, saying I'm gonna read it soon, and haven't read it soon. But I'll finish this series, hopefully before I graduate college, but honestly, who knows? So this video is going pretty fast, and we're already at the last one, and that is the Ember and the Ashes series by Sabaa Tahir. I read the first one almost a year ago now, and I did really enjoy it, and I do want to read this fairly soon. Again, I think I know what's deterring me from reading this one. One, in that I just haven't been in the mood for super high fantasy lately, but I'm sure as fall and winter approach, I will be maybe more in the mood for this. And the other thing is, the first one was like sad. Everything was really sad, and like nothing happy happened. Like nothing went right for these characters, and while it was all incredible storytelling, it's a heavier book. It's something that doesn't cover a lot of happy things. It's more heavy topics and like serious tones, and it's incredible. I just haven't been in the mood for something that like dark, I guess. But I will get to it hopefully before the end of the year. This is one I do want to read fairly soon, and I'm not sure how many are even in this series. I know there's a Reaper at the Gates after this one, and I think she's working on Ember 4 right now, if I remember her Twitter correctly. So yeah, I want to get to this one. I want to get back to like these characters. That is my list of 8 series I would like to finish. There's more series probably on my shelf that I would like to finish. I just can't list all of them. And there's more series that aren't on my shelf that I'd like to finish. I have a thing, like I'll rent books from the library, read the first one, and then never go back. Even if I did like it, I just forget about it. I love series because I like having an extended story like that and being able to really delve into the details, but also you have to finish series, which is difficult sometimes, especially with a busy schedule and such, but I hopefully will get to some more at some point. So for now, I'm gonna go spend the rest of the day reading. Not a series, but you know, reading is reading. So I hope you liked my video. I upload every Sunday and I'm trying really hard to keep to that schedule. Every other week will be reading vlogs and the other Sundays will be random things like this. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you come back, like, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye!